flower sweep from the closed guard. One of the key things that we want to understand about sweeping is that we need one leg off the ground. If I have Stefan's arm on the ground and I'm lucky enough to be able to go and grab a chunk of his lat on the far side, I want to get this leg off the ground in order to try and sweep Stefan. If Stefan keeps this knee off the ground, I can be in perfect position to do the flower sweep. Nothing will occur. I absolutely need to fight to get this knee off the ground. So note how maybe I'll get a little bit deeper underneath Stefan, and then as I kick, this knee then becomes light. Once it's light, now do you see how I can scoop underneath it? And then do you see how I'm able to go and extend his leg by putting a little bit of a torque to it? And now I have this big long lever to be able to go and sweep somebody that absolutely doesn't want to be swept. But what's critical, can we please do that again, Stefan? Is that I need his knee off the ground and I need his knee light. Bringing his arm across, winning this top position over his back, cutting underneath Stefan's torso, and as I kick, note how his knee starts to come off the ground. I am fishing underneath it, but note how I want as long of a lever as possible, and then I'm going to kick Stefan over, and then win a top mount position. Scissor sweep from the closed guard. When I have the sleeve and I have the collar, we need to go and get to our side. And then as my knee covers Stefan's knee, my leg also covers Stefan's belt. As I do a scissor sweep, his knees need to be off the ground. If I just do a scissor sweep and I'm scissoring my legs like most people do it, it absolutely won't work. What we need to do is we need to get this leg off the ground. In order to do that, I need to shove into Stefan first. I rock up, shove into Stefan. He's going to pull back. And note how I may have to do that a couple of times so his legs are now light. Now, with ease, I can kick his leg out from underneath him as I kick Stefan over. Let's do that again, please, Stefan. Collar along with the sleeve, shrimping out to get to my side, shoving into Stefan as he backs into me. And now I can kick out his leg with ease so that way we can win that sweep. Fighting with Stefan from my half guard. From half guard, we're looking to go and sweep Stefan through his right leg. In order to make Stefan's right leg into a lever for my advantage, I need to go and get his leg off the ground. So how do I do that? From my shin shield, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to kick back, kick up, and then we're going to go and win Stefan's leg. Note how I want to wrap Stefan's leg as tight as I possibly can with my hand cupping the front of his leg north and above his knee. We don't want to be going below his knee. That's of no advantage to us. We want to go above it. Once we have this leg position, I want to go and keep Stefan's hands on the ground as I scrape my knee underneath his knee, and then I'm going to use my heel here to keep his leg off the ground. Stefan's leg needs to be entirely off the ground. If his knee is touching, or if his knee is up but his foot is touching, then all of those things will make it so that way there is no sweep. We need to make it so that way Stefan's leg is hovering entirely so that way it becomes a lever for us to be able to go and sweep Stefan over. So from the top, we are kicking back, kicking in front, winning Stefan's leg and wrapping it up as deep as we possibly can. I am corralling his ankle with my ankle as I bring my knee underneath. As I look to post up and I'm in a turtle position, we're still looking to go and control that leg. I can then maybe transition my control to the far leg, drive Stefan down, and then look to win a top position. But that leg needs to be off the ground. One more time, please. From half guard, back kick, forward kick, controlling that knee, controlling that far foot, but the entire time that knee stays off the ground up until the stage that I've clearly passed into a top position. With Stefan in my half guard, the primary sweep from half guard is to attack the leg that I'm controlling, thus his right leg. But sometimes that just doesn't work because of the fact that Stefan is keeping his right leg glued to the ground. I may be able to go and control Stefan's leg and wrap myself around his leg. However, he is just super heavy on his leg and there's no way I can get his leg off the ground, thus defeating the idea of it becoming a lever. The next combination in this technique is to attack this leg. Now, in order to attack this free leg, we need to make sure that this leg becomes light and comes off the ground. I'm going to take my hand, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to control underneath Stefan's hips, and I want to go and attach my hand to the far crest of Stefan's hip. I want to then walk forward. And you see how his foot starts to come off the ground. Only at this stage can I look to go forward with my feet until I can sweep Stefan over to his right side. Let's do that again, please, Stefan. So, attacking Stefan's right leg, I'm trying to get his leg off the ground, but I can't. So the key thing is for me to get this leg off the ground. While I may try, just by trying to pick up his leg, that doesn't really work. What I need to do is I need to control underneath his hips, and then walk underneath them, and then when his leg is now off the ground, now it becomes a very long lever for me to be able to control and then push easily with a little bit of footwork. The butterfly guard sweep. The idea behind the butterfly guard sweep is with my foot, I'm trying to pick up Stefan's leg like this. I'm trying to go and get Stefan's leg high enough so that it's over his hip, and then I'm able to go and sweep him over. So in addition to controlling his leg with my left foot, I also want to control Stefan's left arm with my right arm. I want to pin this down. Once I'm falling down and I'm lifting up Stefan's leg, it is only from the fact that his knee is higher than his hips that he continues to fall and then be able to go and hit this sweep. If Stefan's leg is low and if Stefan's leg is on the ground, it is nearly impossible for me to sweep him. So if his knee is down like this, and you see I can have everything that I want, but if I can't pick up his leg, there is no sweep. I absolutely need to go and lift up his leg so it's higher than his hips in order to go and complete that sweep. Can I do it one more time with speed, please? So, controlling, falling, lifting, and then sweeping. Tripod sweep from the open guard. We have Stefan's ankle. Note how nice and low on the heel, and then my foot against his hip. I want to turn Stefan's entire leg into a lever, so we want as high as a placement of my foot on the hip as possible, and we want as low as possible. So that way, as I press back, as soon as his foot becomes unweighted, we lift that up, and then from here, I'm able to go and come up to complete that sweep. Yeah, please, Stefan. Hook sweep from the open guard, controlling low on that heel, and then easy kick, keeping both heels up as we transition up to complete the sweep. Fighting from spider guard, I have my foot on Stefan's bicep. In order to sweep Stefan over, I want to turn his whole body into a lever. So do you see how I'm going to go as low as I possibly can towards his ankles? And once I'm here, what I need to do is I need to go and drag Stefan forward. If I've dragged Stefan down, which is very, very common, his head can come up and his spine is just way too strong. There's no way I could sweep him over. What we need to do is we need to go and force Stefan out. You see how his whole body is pretty much a lever now? I'm going to bring his elbow across, down, and then I'm able to go and win that sweep on Stefan. Let's do that again, please. From the spider guard, transition directly underneath Stefan, not pulling Stefan down, but out and across, and then transitioning my foot away so that way we can come up for the sweep. I'm lucky enough to be able to go and get into single leg X on Stefan. What we want to try and do is we want to clamp down on Stefan's hips. My knee goes to my heel as my heel goes to Stefan's knee. What we want to do from here is we want to think of ourselves like a bottle jack. And I want to go and I want to clamp really, really tight. And I'm trying to go and lift Stefan up off his foot. Only at this stage can I go and sweep Stefan. If he's just heavy on his foot, there's no way I can sweep Stefan. He's just way too big, way too strong. So I want to pick up his foot ever so slightly. And then I'm going to use my tricep to just move his foot. And you see how as soon as I bring him back down, he has to be swept. Otherwise, he will fall and break his own ankle. So this is how you do a single leg X guard sweep on somebody much bigger. Completing the sweep dictates the fact that I need to control both of Stefan's ankles as I extract my heel from his hip to my hip, and then I'm gonna go and look to kneel up while still controlling both of Stefan's ankles. Let's do that again, please. From single leg X guard, we lift up that foot, move that foot, and then drop him down, always controlling both ankles as we look to come back up. Funny from my X guard, one of the key principles is to get one leg off the ground. If Stefan is just really strong in this position, there is no way I can be able to go and move Stefan at all. From here, I need to go and push with my legs, and then as soon as one foot is off the ground, now we can look to attack. I want to continue pushing until I can get my elbow to the ground, and once my elbow is to the ground, I'm then going to go and quickly extract my hips, so that way my hand is on the ground. I continue to go and elevate my head, so that way Stefan's leg is in a lever for me to be able to control, sweep him, and eventually pass his guard. But that leg has to come off the ground. If we can do that one more time, please, Stefan. From X guard, we are rocking Stefan away, thus lifting up his one leg, kicking, extending, maintaining a strong posture so that way that leg is shelved on my shoulder, and then that's what executes the sweep. Fighting with Stefan from my X guard, once again, it is always about turning his frames into levers. His feet on the ground he's just way too strong. I need to make one leg come off the ground so it's a lever for me. One of the best ways to do that is I rock Stefan, and then from here, do you see how I make this leg light, the leg that's furthest away, and I peel his foot off the ground by bringing my foot to his ankle, and then from here, I can look to complete the sweep with a guard pass. We can do that one more time, please, Stefan. From X guard, Stefan's really, really strong. I'm going to rock him so that way this far leg becomes light, bringing this leg down to his ankle, and then looking to sweep.